Alright. Well, hello everybody. Maybe that's 76 at the range. And unfortunately my remote, which is my phone, is not connecting to my GoPro. So I have to get up and I have to push the start button on the GoPro in order to get it to record. So today I have my BM59 back out again. I recently had it at the gunsmith. My barrel was slightly clocked, clockwise, sorry. And that was kind of driving me crazy. And I also wanted to check headspace. So Legacy Gunsmithing in Markle, Indiana, clocked my barrel correctly and checked the headspace, and everything's good. So this is a kit build that, if you've seen my previous build videos, you already know. I built this from a kit from Sarco, and I used a Springfield receiver, and it turned out really well. I did all the machining and everything. Got blueprints to tell me what to do, and I built this. It worked out well. The receiver was, it wasn't in the best of shape, and it was safe to shoot, but it had some pitting and stuff, and so yeah, now it's all good. Legacy, after he did all that work, it looks like he'd kind of darkened up my receiver a little bit, and he looks like he oiled my stock. He did a really good job. Now, I bought some surplus Indian ammunition, and I'll bring it into the camera. I don't know if you can see it or not, and I can't seem to get the GoPro, the camera to work from my phone, unfortunately. So I don't know if it's showing up or not, so I need to look at the back of the camera. Bear with me so I can see what's going on here. Yeah, I can see it there. So anyway, it says manufactured in India. Cartridge, small arms, and I think it says Ordnance 0 or something. Anyway, it's a 7.62 NATO ball. I got this, and it is chock full of ammunition. And it's packed in packs like this, and it's in English. And I fired some of this in another firearm, and it works really well. I fired it in this firearm at the gunsmith, and it works really well. So I'm going to put this down. I didn't know that come off. I do now. So I'm going to put this on the ground. And I got some leftover ammunition for my Enfield isopore in here. Save that for later. So anyway, the BM59 is an Italian firearm, and Italy had a bunch of guarants that were given to them by the United States, and they wanted to update their arsenal, and I believe to save money, they just went ahead and converted these to 7.62 NATO magazine fed. So, like I said, Legacy did a really good job of getting this firearm cleaned up. I mean, it was shooting before. I just wanted to double check some things and get this barrel clock correctly. And he did that. Anyway, I didn't say it, but these come in 10-round packs. And from my experience shooting this before, it's going to throw the brass behind me, which makes it easier to pick up. This surplus brass is boxer primed. It's brass. It is reloadable. I've got a ton of it at home. So, yeah, I don't really care if I save it or not. But anyway, the kit was fun to build. The receiver, machining the receiver, I had to use carbide, quarter-inch carbide end mills, and with long shanks to get all the way down in the receiver to cut out for this magazine. That's the kit came with everything but the receiver, so it's really nice. Everything works like a guarantee, your safety, everything. It's just magazine fed. The barrel is everything is Beretta, Italian. It's got some Beretta markings on it. I won't say everything is, but I know that there's Beretta markings on here. And like I said, the receiver says Springfield here. I'm ready to shoot. The safety is off. I do not know. Yeah. Okay. And I don't know where it's going to shoot exactly. I like to peep some but this ammo works really well. See, it holds back on the last round, and the brass is right behind me on the ground, so it'd be easy to recover. Of course, you know, this all adjusts just like a Garand or an M14. It's more or less an M14, I think. I mean, I don't, you know, it works like an M14. Yes, it doesn't have all of the gas system like the M14 does. But Italy, I think it was a great idea what they did. I mean, you know, they just rechambered or cut. I think they cut the 30-06 barrels down and rechambered them for 7.62 by 5.1, and then they made new barrels in 7.62 by 5.1. So, yeah. I was a little apprehensive at first building this. It gave me a little anxiety. I didn't really know if I could do it for sure. And then once I got into it, and the prints are extremely detailed, and there's several prints that come with when you get the firearm and you get the prints, and you have to pick out the details out of the print, and you're, without showing you the diagram, you just have the prints. Trust me, it took a minute to figure out the dimensions I actually needed, because it had the dimensions for everything on the receiver if you wanted to actually build a complete receiver. And we have a minute to cease fire, and I apologize, but I'm going to have to get up and shut the camera off manually because. So at this point, unfortunately, my microphone died. So let's walk down and see where the first 5 shots are with the BM59. I aimed right dead center of the target, so let's see where we're at. Oh, got a string here. Up there, there's 4 and 5 over there. Well, that's not very impressive. I don't know about that. I'm going to try, I got some reloads for the infield. I'm going to try those and see how they work. Unfortunately, I don't have the data for those on me. I'll have to get that when I get home. So yeah, that surplus ammo in the BM59, I don't know what's going on. I thought it was doing well, but I was shooting at a steel plate over at Legacy, and it was hitting the plates. But I'm not impressed with that group. All right, well, let's try the infield ammo and see what that does. Well, the microphone is still not working. And so what I'm going to do now is that baggie has some reloads that are for my isophore infield, and we're going to try those in place of the surplus ammo that I shot and see how they differ or how accurate they are compared to the surplus ammo, which, as you saw, didn't really group at all. Very disappointing. I said at the beginning that it worked. Well, it does work. It cycles, and it cycles the firearm. And when I was at Legacy shooting it at Legacy, after he worked on it, I was aiming at a plate, and you know, it was hitting the plate, but I had no idea exactly where it was hitting. So now I've got 5 rounds, I believe, in the magazine, and I'm gonna get comfortable. Got my elbow on a little pad down there because when you recoil from the rifle, rubs my elbow on the tabletop there, and it kind of rubs it raw. So take an aim here. Gonna take my time. I'm aiming right at the center of the target. And this gun has peep sights on it. I really like the peep sights. I don't have to switch to my shooting glasses most of the time when I'm using peep sights. I have no idea why it changes the optics when, you know, as far as your eyeballs go. But I am an old man, and peep sights do work for me. I really like this firearm. I think it's a beautiful firearm, beautiful. I really enjoyed building it. It was kind of an exciting project. And now I'm seeing where the bullets are actually hitting the target relative to my aim point. I don't think I'm going to make any adjustments at this time. I'm just seeing how the reloaded ammo groups compared to the surplus ammo. So yeah, you can see that scope I'm using starting to fall apart. The tripods are about worn out too. It's a cheap Walmart spotting scope, and that's my second one. They do eventually, the eyepiece part comes off of the housing, and that's what happened to my last one. I might try super gluing it to, hopefully it'll survive a little while longer. But you get what you get, you know. You get what you pay for, and it was cheap. It was a cheap scope. So anyway, we're going to shoot 5 more, and that's all I had as far as the reloads go. And I'm blabbing on about the reloads, and I don't have the load data for that particular bullet at the range. I didn't bring the book. So yeah, I mean, I probably have that data in my reload book, but yeah, and at this point I discovered there are some very tiny screws in the baggie, and I don't know what they came from. And about the time you throw them away, you'll figure out what they came from. So I kept them in the baggie, and I have the baggie in my little carry-all I keep my tools and stuff in when I go to the range. So we'll figure out what they're for. So we got the 5 more here, and you can see the brass shooting behind me and to the right, and it really flings the brass. What I like is it throws them behind me, and they're easy to pick up. So I'm gonna shoot some more. I'm taking my time. It's a really, like I said, it's a really enjoyable firearm. I really like it. And I got so many firearms. I go in the gun room, and I have trouble picking out something to shoot at the range because I want to take them all. It's insane. I think I've got enough guns. And so yeah, I'm going to circle back with my firearms and start doing some load development, like with my 1886 Mannlicher. I'm going to try a different mold for that and see if I can get a better group with the black powder cartridge. So anyway, I'm looking to see where the group is at this point. And I'm sure I'm blabbing on because I didn't know the microphone was dead until after this segment here. So blabbing, blabbity, blab, blab. I don't even know what I'm saying. And I'm thinking probably at the break we're going to go down and look at the results this time and see, compare it to the surplus ammo. I wish I'd quit talking and get to going down range. So yeah, blabbity blab, blab blab blab. Come on, old man, let's get going here. Okay, so I had to get up and shut the camera off, and okay, so we'll go down and take a look here. I can show you what my reloads look like. It appears I've lost my microphone. My receiver on my microphone. So there are my last 10 shots with the infield ammo. Those are my reloads. And it groups really well. This is the surplus ammo. And there's the reloads. So yeah, and I like the reloads. Well, sorry, I'm having technical difficulties. I'm having to use the camera's microphone and not my remote microphone because that's not working. The receiver died on me. I thought I charged it, but maybe I didn't. And it will not work hooked up to a charger. It has to be fully charged. I apologize for that. And it appears now that my camera, the remote on my phone, is now working. I don't know. Crazy. So the camera is running without an internal battery, and I'm learning how to use the external battery without a battery in it, and I believe it just may have quit recording, but the remote says it's still recording. So anyway, I have 5 rounds, 10 rounds of my reloads down there, and they work really well. Now this Indian surplus, I'm not, the first few rounds I'm not really impressed with. So, okay. I dropped one. So, I'm going to try it again, just to give it a second chance. Okay, so I apologize for the sound quality. Try again. It helps to pick up the round.
Ceasefire, 1 minute.
Sure, that's all. Yep. Okay. Put up a new target and see what it does. We'll go down here and show you the last shots I'm taking with that surplus ammo in the BM59. Yeah, I got one down here, and I raised my elevation up. My aim point was right here, and there's absolutely no group at all. This one from previous time setup. So I'm going to shoot here with the isopore, and just bear in mind there's one right there. So yeah, surplus ammo, BM59, big fail.